Ethereum's at $4,600 and it's going to hit a new all-time high by next week at the latest. Let's talk about what's going on with Ethereum right now. Disclaimer, this is not financial advice. First things first, let's get into it. The ETFs have been one of the most important developments in Ethereum's history. We saw it with Bitcoin. We are now seeing it with Ethereum. As you can see on this chart here from CoinShares, Ethereum beat everything in the last week. $270 million of inflows, even beating Bitcoin. And you can see yesterday, Ethereum had its largest ETF inflow of all time. A billion from ETFs alone, which is pretty crazy to think about considering Bitcoin has done that just a few times. But yesterday was 5 times more inflows into the ETFs than Bitcoin. So it's pretty insane seeing the amount of money that we're seeing going first into Bitcoin, and now we're seeing the same thing going into Ethereum. We talked about this a while ago back when the ETFs for Bitcoin first came out, and Larry Fink, he he said his opinion was wrong 5 years ago. I believe Bitcoin is legitimate, and obviously he's making a crap ton of money from the ETF. So why wouldn't you think it's legitimate? He's putting a shit ton of money in his pockets. But the messenger is more important than the message at sometimes. And for the Bitcoin ETFs, Larry Fink was that messenger. And Ethereum also has a new messenger now. And you can see Scott Bessent, the Treasury Secretary, is also a messenger for Bitcoin. He's been saying Bitcoin is one of the most crucial things in the world right now. But getting to the Ethereum messenger, Tom Lee, obviously you guys have heard of BMNR, Bitmine Immersion. They are now raising $20 billion to buy Ethereum, which is just insane. But like I was saying in the earlier slides, Ethereum now has a messenger. Tom Lee's been on CNBC like every week, like multiple times a week, just shilling Ethereum. And it's obviously been working because BMNR is up 100% in the last week, and Ethereum's up like 30% in the last week. So if it's working, why wouldn't he keep shilling it on CNBC? I'm in the same boat as him, and he just raised another 20 bill, right? So we just saw Michael Saylor raise $21 billion to buy more Bitcoin. Well, Tom Lee is doing that with BMNR. Pretty crazy numbers. And just like we said earlier, we saw $1 billion just yesterday into the ETFs. Now we're seeing another 20 billion being raised, and Tom Lee is trying to become the MSTR of Ethereum. Now we can also see this with Solana treasuries as well. So if you guys missed MSTR, if you missed BMNR, there's still other options out there. Not once again, not financial advice, but these treasury companies have been going crazy. And Upexi is one of them. It's a Solana treasury. The CEO was just on Scott Melker's show today. You can see Upexi is doing really well today. It's up 18%. I made a video about Upexi a while ago. Same thing with DFDV. They beat earnings today. They're up, what is that, 25% today, 17 during hours and 8% after hours. So they're doing amazing as well. So if you guys have missed Bitcoin treasuries, if you missed Ethereum treasuries, there are other options out there. You just have to make sure you do your own research on them. And then I wanted to touch back on Scott Bessent again because he's a huge Bitcoin bull, but he's also, just like we said earlier, saying Bitcoin is one of the most crucial things in the world right now. And he's also considering a 50 basis point cut in September. So no matter what he says, it's bullish for our bags. It's bullish for Bitcoin and the markets. Speaking of markets, S&P 500 just hit an all-time high, 6,400 for the first time ever. And you know who predicted this? Mr. Tom Lee, Mr. Ethereum, Mr. BMNR. Tom Lee predicted August would be a record-breaking month for the S&P. He also predicted a very bullish month for Bitcoin and guess what? Ethereum as well. So Tom Lee has been talking his book and it's been working. And you can just see right here how insane these numbers are. The S&P officially closes over 6,400 for the first time ever. 33% gain from 4 months ago. That's insane. 33% in 4 months on the S&P 500. You know, for people that invest in the S&P 500, they're usually happy with 33% in like 5 years. All right, so this is pretty incredible, and this is just Just showing you how crazy the markets are. And you know what? There's a lot of opportunity, and that's what I make videos for you guys, is to find that opportunity and capitalize on it. So thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure you leave your comments, give me some feedback, and I'll talk to you guys later.